I'm Alexa, 33 years old, and I work from home while living with my parents. My brother got married last year, and his wife, Romina, has been visiting our house a lot lately. At first, I thought she might feel awkward in her in-laws' home, but she seemed very comfortable. She's confident and beautiful, which sometimes makes me feel self-conscious. She treats me like a sister and talks to me openly. One day, Romina asked why I didn't have a boyfriend. She wondered if I felt uncomfortable around men. I explained that my remote job makes it hard to meet new people. She listened and offered to help, giving me tips on makeup and fashion to boost my confidence. She encouraged me to try dressing up more and be ready to meet someone special. At home, I usually wear a bandana while working, and I don't wear makeup unless there's an important event. Since I stay home most of the time, I prefer comfortable clothes. Romina, however, thought I needed a style upgrade. One day, she suddenly said, "Let's check your closet," and walked into my room without waiting for my permission. She started looking through my clothes and makeup. I hesitated but decided to let her continue since she meant well. She was surprised to see that I had good quality clothes and expensive makeup brands. "Wow, I didn't think you'd have such nice stuff," she said. She even pulled out my winter clothes, leaving them in a mess, but she didn't seem interested in cleaning up afterward. When she saw my makeup, she commented, "You don't go out much, do you? Your makeup must hardly get used." I admitted, "Yeah, I only wear it on special occasions." Romina wasn't happy with that answer. "That won't do. Next time, I'll teach you some makeup tricks," she insisted. As it got late, Romina finally decided to leave, but I started wondering, why does she visit so often? Could something be wrong in her marriage with my brother? It didn't make sense to me. My parents, on the other hand, love having her around. They even said, "Isn't it nice for Alexa to have a big sister? Romina will teach you makeup next time." They also added, "But Alexa, don't depend too much on Romina." That confused me because I never asked for her help in the first place. She's the one always giving me advice. I know she means well, but sometimes, I wish she'd respect my space. My parents don't see it that way, so it's hard to explain. Now, I don't know what to do. Should I just go along with Romina's ideas, or should I tell her to stop? After Romina left, I returned to my room and started cleaning up the winter clothes she had left scattered around. As I folded everything, I suddenly realized something. My favorite sweater was missing. "Where's my sweater?" I muttered, feeling annoyed. I never throw away clothes randomly, and I knew I hadn't gotten rid of it. It was a sweater I bought last year, and it was still in great condition. I always keep track of my clothes, so its disappearance felt strange. The last time anyone touched my closet was earlier that day, when Romina had been in my room. At one point, I had stepped out to ask my parents to prepare tea and snacks for her, leaving her alone for a few minutes. I also remembered she had brought her bag inside. Could she have taken something? I didn't want to accuse her without proof, but the thought nagged at me. I didn't want this to happen again, so I decided to take precautions. A month later, before Romina's next visit, I installed a small hidden security camera in my room. Sure enough, she showed up again, this time saying she was giving me a makeup lesson. She pulled out my makeup products and had me sit on the floor while she demonstrated with her own cosmetics. Since I wasn't going anywhere that day, I washed off the makeup right after she finished. While I was gone, Romina packed up her things and got ready to leave. Before she left, I called out, "I made some tea and snacks in the living room. Have some before you go." Once she was gone, I checked the security footage. My heart sank as I watched Romina secretly slip some of my makeup, nail polishes, lipsticks, into her bag. She must have thought I wouldn't notice. I saved the video on my phone as evidence. Then, I went to talk to my family. Coincidentally, my brother, Aiden, was there when I entered the living room. He immediately spoke to me with a serious look. "Alexa, I heard Romina gave you a makeup lesson today. You really need to stop relying on her," he said. His words caught me off guard. "What? I never asked Romina for help." He scoffed. "What are you talking about? She's been trying to help you get your life together because you're a mess." I was stunned. "Me? A mess?" Then he crossed his arms and added, "Mom and Dad told me all you do is sit in front of your computer all day. Romina is worried about you. She also told me you have expensive clothes and makeup. Where are you getting all this money? Are you taking it from Mom and Dad? We can't let you stay in charge of things anymore. That's why we're moving in and taking over the house." His words hit me like a punch. He actually thought I was unemployed, living off our parents, but that wasn't true. I earn my own money through my remote job. I thought my parents knew that. When they got home, I immediately asked. Aiden says he's moving in. Are you really okay with that? Dad sighed. Well, if Aiden wants to live here, I don't see a problem. Mom nodded. Romina is such a sweet person. It could be nice for all of us to live together. I felt my stomach drop. Aiden, standing behind me, smirked and said, unlike you, a NET who stays home all day, I have a real job and a wife. We don't need someone like you here. I clenched my fists. I am not a NET, I work from home. Aiden rolled his eyes. Oh, work from home? That's just an excuse for people who don't want to get real jobs. His words stung. So many people work remotely these days, but he acted like it wasn't a real job. He didn't understand, and worse, he didn't want to. All right, he said coldly. The NET who works from home, pack your stuff and leave. I looked at my parents, hoping for support, but they hesitated, mumbling things like what should we do, and maybe it's for the best. It was clear, they had already chosen Aiden and Romina. And just like that, I no longer had a place in my own home. I stayed calm and said, all right. I'll take the furniture and appliances with me. I didn't cry. Aiden and Romina were surprised. How did a NET like you afford furniture and appliances? Aiden asked in disbelief. I replied, ask Dad and Mom. Everything we got after you moved out was paid for by me. After the argument, I left to pack my things and called some friends for help. Once I was gone, Aiden asked our parents how I could have bought so much. Not knowing the full story, they smiled and said, if Alexa is called a NET, and since you earn more, Aiden, we can always buy new furniture and appliances if hers are gone. They even joked about getting a new massage chair, something I had already thought was a waste of money. Our parents were always optimistic. They believed Aiden, who had a stable job, could easily replace what I took. In fact, I had been paying the property taxes on the house for a long time, a secret that Aiden never knew because our parents rarely discussed money matters. While I was making calls from the stairs to arrange my move, I listened as Aiden kept bringing up money issues, and our parents just laughed, saying, we're comfortable because you are here, Aiden. The next day, I was ready to move to an apartment I had already secured. Several friends, including one who owns a moving company, helped me, which made the process smoother since it was a slow season for moves. As the movers and I packed up my things, Aiden and Romina watched, clearly shocked by what was happening. I told the movers to do a final check of the house to make sure nothing was left behind. The day was busy but organized, and by the end, I was ready to start fresh in a new place, leaving behind all the hurt and misunderstandings. Once everything was loaded, the moving truck drove away to my new home. One of my friends asked, Alexa, shall we head to your new place? I apologized for the sudden request, but he said, don't mention it. When you said you wanted a new writing space, I promised to help. It's no trouble at all. Just then, Romina, who had been silent until now, spoke up. You're really a novelist? And this gentleman is your editor? She asked. I nodded. Yes. I have been planning to leave my parents' house for a better place to write. It was hard with someone always entering my room without asking and taking my clothes and makeup. I needed to move sooner, but I was stuck because I was handling the property taxes for the house. That's when Aiden and you moved in. I looked at her directly and continued, I'm grateful you're here to take care of our parents, even though they love gambling. I won't tell you where my new place is, I can't stand the idea of my thieving sister-in-law coming by. And since the house is in my name, I plan to sell it. I then took out my smartphone and showed them a video of Romina quietly stealing my cosmetics and putting them in her bag. Romina's face turned pale as she saw the video. My brother and parents, who had not known about her actions before, now looked at her with cold, judging eyes. It's not what it looks like. Aiden stuttered. Alexa was a NET, and I thought I was doing her a favor by taking those expensive cosmetics and clothes. Despite his excuses, the truth was clear, Romina had stolen from me, and now everyone knew. I shrugged and said, this is a good time to cut ties with everyone. Then I got into the car with my editor driving. Just before we left, I saw Aiden and Romina arguing with our parents. I didn't want to be pulled back into their fight, so I blocked all their numbers on my phone. Months later, at a book signing event, a thin and worn Romina appeared. She was still wearing the same clothes and nail polish she had stolen from me. "I'm sorry. I need help," she pleaded. I replied firmly, "I'm sorry, but I don't know someone like you." Without returning the stolen items, I walked away. Later, I heard from friends that after the house was sold, my parents, Aiden and Romina, continued living together. But my parents soon went back to spending extravagantly, which put a strain on their finances since Aiden's income alone wasn't enough. I learned they became demanding and started taking out their anger on both Romina and Aiden. Romina had to start working to help cover their expenses, and she became so busy that she never thought about having children. I am no longer part of that life. I now focus on my writing, settled peacefully in my new home, even though I occasionally hear about their ongoing troubles. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe for more great stories. Don't forget to tap the notification bell, so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts in the comments, we love hearing from you. See you next time, and take care.